Miller's Tire and Auto Care. Need to hire experienced technicians, oil change, tire technician, tow truck drivers, exceptional benefits and pay. Drop your resume off at Miller's Tire on the Big Hill Avenue location. 4 high schools, 7 middle schools, 1 college, and a university, and much more. Now introducing your most comprehensive weekly local sports show in Madison County, the Richmond Register Sports Show. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. Wynn's Auto Detailing Service. Platinum Roofing, Solar and Green Solutions. Voted Richmond's best roofer 7 years in a row. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Here's your host for all things local sports, the Richmond Register sports editor, Nathan Hutchison.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. My name is Nathan Hutchinson. I'm the sports editor of the Richmond Register. And as always, we very much appreciate you tuning us in. This week we have a little cool segment for you. We don't have any studio guests, but Saturday I got to be a little part of a special tradition here in Madison County. Every May, the Madison Central baseball team, after the district tournament wraps up and as they're heading into the region tournament, they head over to Gatti Town in Lexington. They eat, play games, pull all their tickets together and pick up a lot of cool prizes, which you will see in the dugout this coming week in the 11th region tournament, which is being played at Madison Central. But the coaches and everybody were nice enough to let us come over and hang out with them. And so we're going to show you some of the inside look at that and kind of behind the scenes look at what happened over there and all the cool prizes and everything the guys got. So stay tuned for that. But as always, we like to start off the show with a recap of the week that was in Madison County sports. And of course, the big news this week was the 44th District baseball and softball tournaments, which were held at Madison Central. Mother Nature tried to put a crimp in the plans, but baseball did go Monday and then Wednesday, and softball did go Monday and Tuesday as planned. So we did have the championship games on different days, which was kind of cool, and they weren't at the same time. So everybody got to play on their own little stage in the spotlight. But we'll start off with the softball tournament. Like I said, it did get underway on Monday. First round games were kind of as expected, blowouts. Madison Southern opened things with a 14-0 win over Model in 5 innings. And then Madison Central followed that up with a 17-0 victory over Berea Community in just 3 innings. In Madison Southern's win over Model, 11 runs in the top of the first inning. Jada Carter had a home run, 13 hits for the Lady Eagles. You had Crystal Cook, Chloe Risen, Jada Carter, Alexis Keener, and Taylor Reeves all had 2 hits each. And afterwards, we had a chance to talk to Coach Carter and Jada Carter.
We're here at the 44th District Tournament. The first round where the Lady Eagles of Madison Southern picked up a 14-0 win over Model in 5 innings. Coach Carter, Jada Carter. Coach, you score 11 runs in the top of the first inning. That's a pretty good way to get things going.
That's a great way to get things going. I talked to the girls about being focused and coming out focused and make sure we wasn't looking at the opponent, that we just come out and doing what we were supposed to do and take care of our business at the plate and defensively. And I tell the girls all the time, if we do that, things will always roll in our favor.
A big part of that 11-run inning was a home run. Tell us about that at bat.
He told me beforehand to keep my hands level, and he's been telling me to wait on the ball because slow pitching, it gets me every time. And so I just wait on it, and I make good contact. And when I saw the ball, I was like, that's going to the fence. And then it went out. I was like, let's go. So.
And it's been a rough year for you. I mean, you missed about a month there with a knee or a leg injury, right?
Yeah, I missed about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because I sprained my ankle mid-season playing up at Henry Clay, which was tough. But I bounced back, so we're good now.
Yeah, and regardless of what happens now, you're going on to the 11th region. Of course, that's the most important thing. And of course, you've got another game tomorrow night, too.
Yes, I think that's a tremendous step for the team to come from where we were last year to now being able to chance to go into the 11th region. We have really made some strides this year as a team. I think we're up to 15 wins now, and just the girls have really been catching on and doing things the way we asked them to do them, and just feeling good about going to the 11th region. Feeling really good about going to.
If right behind you there, if Central beats Berea, you'll get to play them for the 3rd time. First time they beat you pretty bad. Second time was a lot different. So looking forward to a possible third meeting.
Yeah, I think this time it's our chance. Last time it was really close. We just had a few errors in the last 2 innings that really cost us the game. And we didn't really hit the ball at the end. So I think if we come out ready to play, focus like we did at the beginning of the game, we carried the whole game, we keep errors to a minimum, and we make contact with the ball, things will go our way.
All right, congratulations. See you tomorrow.
All right. Well, the Madison Southern Lady Eagles heading back to the region tournament after not advancing last year. And they were joined by Madison Central, who just shortly after that first semifinal, they rolled to a 17-0 win over Berea Community. 8 runs in the first, 9 runs in the seventh, in a game that, or second, in a game that actually only went 2.5 innings. But it was on this show last week. We told you that 8 of the 9 girls in the Madison Central batting order, the regular starters, had a home run, and the only one who didn't was Carly Speakman. And on Monday night, Carly Speakman hit her first home run. So now every player in that Madison Central lineup has hit a home run on the season. But Olivia Metcalf also had a home run against Berea as Madison Central rolled into the championship game for a third meeting of the season with Madison Southern. And of course, these two teams, the first time they played, it was a blowout, 18-3. The second game, Central had to rally for a victory a couple of weeks ago here in Richmond. And the third one was the best one of all, and it was a really good game, but it was Madison Central pulling out a 4-3 dramatic 8-inning victory. Come from behind, because Madison Central jumped out to a 2-0 lead, but Southern scored 3 runs in the third to take the lead, and that lead held up until Shelby Hensley hit a 1-out homer in the top of the 7th inning to tie the game, and then Olivia Metcalf had the go-ahead RBI single in the 8th inning to give Madison Central the lead and eventually the victory. Great pitching performances from both Belstrunk from Southern and Jasmine Kaler in this one. Great defense played all over the field by both teams. I mean, it was a highlight reel of amazing plays. But some of the stats for Madison Central: Brooklyn Gilbo 3 for 3, Kirsten Osborne 2 for 4 with a run scored. Jasmine Kaler had 12 strikeouts, and for Southern it was Taylor Reeves 3 for 4, and Chloe Risen had 2 hits as well. And after the game, we had a chance to talk to Madison Central coach Randy Hall, Jasmine Kaler, Olivia Metcalf, and Shelby Hensley.
Football tournament, Madison Central.
Hi, we're here at Madison Central High School where the Lady Indians have won the 44th District Tournament with a 4-3 win over Madison Southern. Coach Randy Hall, Jasmine Kaler, Shelby Hensley, and Olivia Metcalf. And Coach, it's I know it's a tired old cliche. It's hard to beat somebody 3 times, but you played them twice before, and the third time was the toughest one.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, we knew they had gotten better throughout the year, and we had been too. I mean, we've been playing really well also. So it was just a really good game. It was nice that we were able to get it in with the way the weather was. We didn't really know, but it was nice to be here and actually be the only game going on. We had a bigger crowd, and that's nice for, I think, the girls to get that recognition.
Yeah, Jasmine, they got 3 off of you there and took the lead, and you got fired up. You definitely a little extra pop on your fastball and everything, but you came back and pitched a heck of a game there. Kind of what was going through your mind when you got the 3 on you?
Just the fact that, we've worked so hard all season. For Madison Southern, they're done so great this year, honestly, after what they did last year. It was kind of stressful, knowing that this is district championship. They just scored 3 off of me. They just took the lead off of us. I knew that I had to do something and do my job and get some more strikeouts after that and do what I needed.
Yeah, they had the lead until top of the 7th inning. Shelby with the big home run there. Was it with one out? I think it was 1 out in the 7th inning.
Yeah, I know there was at least one.
Yeah. So what's going through your head when you go up there to the plate and that at bat?
I was just trying to hit it. Get on base and hit it. And she pitched it low and right where I liked it, and I just hit it through center.
Kind of feel it right away?
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Yeah. Ready to go.
All right, well, the game goes to extra innings, and then Olivia with the big game winner there. Take us through your at-bat there in the 8th.
I was just trying to hit it 2 at-bats before I got out. And I was really hard on myself every time. I was just trying to make contact, and then I ended up taking a nice hit off the lip. Brooklyn was able to score.
Yeah. And Jasmine, both the 7th and the 8th inning, you got into some trouble there. The bases were loaded in the 7th, and you got to give a lot of love to your catcher, for the 7th inning. Yeah. Carly with a nice catch back there.
Oh, yeah. I gave her a big hug after that. She did have a little error costing us a couple runs in the earlier on in the game. So she normally is really hard on herself and stuff like that. Hitting, fielding, anything. She's so hard on herself. So I knew that her catching that it wasn't even a solid hit or anything, just her catching that, making that play with bases loaded. I knew it was going to make her really happy and boost her confidence a lot more.
Yeah, you got 2 on in the 8th as well. You got the final strikeout though, and I love that reaction. You threw that glove down. That was a great celebration.
I was really excited. I mean, I've done a lot better with like strikeouts this year, like compared to last year. I didn't strike out very many, so being able to like come out here today and get as many strikeouts as I did, I was really happy. I wanted to do this for my team. I always preach to them like team bonding is a big thing. Like we need to do this for each other. Like as a senior, like this is my last year here, so I want to win. I want to do it with them.
All right, and the great thing is, Randy, you're right back here probably Monday.
Yeah, I would say it'll probably be Monday. It's nice
for the region, yep.
Yeah, getting another home game. I mean, that game it was kind of tough for either team to lose because it took extra innings to do it. So kudos to them, and hopefully they'll go represent us well, our district and our region, and us as well. So our seasons are both not over yet.
Yep. All right. Well, congratulations.
All right. Well, Madison Central and Madison Southern moving on to the 11th region tournament. That draw was held on Friday afternoon. And for the second straight year, Madison Central will play host to Lexington Catholic in the first round. And Madison Southern will head up to Lexington to take on Lafayette. And that's actually the second time in the past 3 years that they've played Lafayette in the 11th region tournament. But of course, last year, Madison Central fell at home to Lexington Catholic 5-1 in the first round of the region. And so the Lady Indians will get their chance to avenge that loss. But 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Monday night, for the game here in Richmond, and 6 o'clock for that Southern Lafayette game up in Lexington. All right, well, the 44th District Baseball Tournament also this week. It went Monday, Wednesday. The rain washed things out on Tuesday, but we did get both the semifinals in on Monday. Starting off with Madison Southern picking up a 3-0 win over Model, followed by Madison Central beating Berea 15-0. And that first game was really a good game, and great pitching performances by Southern's Caleb Cobb and Jackson Brown. Caleb Cobb had 13 strikeouts and gave up just 2 hits. Jackson Brown allowed just 5 hits, 3 runs. Only one of those was earned, 1 strikeout and 2 walks. For Madison Southern, it was Zach Hudson 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Hayden Kane had an RBI as well, as Madison Southern picked up a chance to go on to the 11th region tournament, and afterwards we got a chance to talk to Coach Jared Dwyer and Caleb Cobb.
Hi, we're here at the 44th District Tournament, the opening round, where the Madison Southern Eagles have picked up a 3-0 win over Model. Caleb Cobb, Coach Jared Dwyer, and Coach, how about this guy? 13 strikeouts, 2 hits. He let the leadoff man got on and he retired, I think, 10 in a row. Just a great night for him.
Yeah, it was. His stuff was electric tonight. We had the conversation tonight with Caleb Cobb as he's had times this year where he showed a lot of maturity. He's had times where he's let some decent games trickle into those that got away a little bit. And so tonight, the word that we used was spot. And we said that spots win tonight. Caleb Cobb's stuff is electric. He can go over the top. He can go 3/4. And then obviously he's got a hammer that kids can't hit with an ironing board. So tonight it was all about him hitting spots. And this kid bought into that. And that's big. And it clearly showed 13 Ks tonight with the 2-hitter. My man was hitting spots tonight. And we came out here and got a team win. So that was great.
Caleb, when did you feel like you had a pretty good thing going on out there?
Yeah, everything was working good. I was hitting spots like he said. My team was out there, and I had no worry behind them. They was behind me, and our approaches was good. It started off slow, but we still never lost our cool at all. So I think we did good.
Yeah, gave you an early lead, and you looked like you were never really too bothered out there.
Yep.
All right. Well, Coach, Jackson Brown's a heck of a pitcher for Model, and you guys really, I guess you figured you weren't going to light up the scoreboard too much, but you got a sac fly, you got an RBI ground out, you scored on an error. You guys did the right things. You had good at bats. You ran the bases well, and you got enough runs to give him enough support.
Sure. And that was our game plan going in. It is hats off to Model. They represent the 44th in this county well, as all the programs do around here. We knew that tonight was by no means a trap game. That is a solid program that has done their job to build that up. And we knew that Jackson Brown, we'd seen him pitch a couple of times, and we knew that he was going to come out and fill up the strike zone, not only with a fastball, he was getting the off speed over well tonight. And our guys bought into grinding it out. We say that a lot. You can't hit a double every time, so we had a lot of guys do their job. Had a lot of guys come off the bench there and pinch run spots where they didn't, have a ton of experience, but came in and got the job done. We were able to, grind out a couple, and that proved to be all that we needed. So a really good team fundamental win tonight.
Caleb, I love what one of the assistant coaches said out there. This win tonight gets you another week of baseball for the year, and that's what it goes. Obviously, that's what it breaks down to, because you get to go to the region next week, regardless of what happens tomorrow. So you get to keep playing ball, and that's the best part, right?
Yep. I want to do that for my seniors. They have one more week. If we keep winning, we keep playing. I want them to play as much as they can.
Of course, you guys haven't played Central or Berea this year, so it'd be interesting to see who comes out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, 2 ball clubs going to go at it. It's great for the county. Obviously we're going to try and take care of business tomorrow regardless of the opponent. We've talked to our guys a lot this year about a goal, and our goal is the 11th region. And we said during our team prep this weekend that all of our goals come through Monday. And so we were right here where our feet were on Monday. Now, obviously, that's taking care of business. We'll start to have our eyes on a first district championship since 2006. And that's part of our goal. Our goal is the 11th region, and that started with today. So we'll be really excited.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Congratulations.
All right, well, the Eagles moving on to the 11th region tournament next week, and they will be joined by Madison Central, of course, and Madison Central picking up a 15-0 win over Berea Monday in the 44th District semifinals in a game that went just 3 innings, 9 runs in the third, capped off the big victory for Madison Central. Gunnar Rodas 3 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Keith Stewart with a pair of RBIs, and Daniel Bauer with 3 RBIs. And that set up Madison Central, Madison Southern in the championship game. First meeting of the season. You remember way back they were supposed to play in the first week of the season, but that got rained out and never got rescheduled. So the only meeting of the season between these two longtime rivals, and Madison Central jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the top of the first inning. It was 3-0, and then Madison Southern got 2 in the 5th to make this interesting, and it was 3-2 heading into the 6th inning. And Madison Central responded in a big way with 7 runs to blow this thing open, and they went on to pick up a 10-2 victory. In that 7-run 6th inning, the big hit was a 3-run homer by Bradley Pointer. Keith Stewart also went deep in this game, but 10-2 victory gives Madison Central its 5th straight district championship. And afterwards, we got the chance to do our tradition where we interview the guys. And actually, I don't do the interview. Coach Steve Roof does.
Madison Central High School, where the Indians have claimed the 44th District Championship with a 10-2 win over Madison Southern. And as the tradition, Coach Roof, take it away.
Well, thank you. First, a speedy recovery to both Candace Spivey and Trey Helton in the collision. I think it's the 3rd inning or somewhere in there. Hope they both get better. Let's start off with Sam Coleman, first time back in a couple of weeks on the mound. Sam, what was it like?
Oh, it was awesome. I was just trying to get a feel for all my pitches and throw a lot of strikes.
And then Eli's been out a little bit with the hamstring as well, but defensively solid again, great at the plate, then he closed it up. Talk about your performance today, Eli.
Well, in the field, I was just trying to help my pitchers out and make plays for them, and stayed with my approach at the plate, try to go right center, and just try to come in and shove.
And then Drew Hess, solid at third base all year. Can't say enough. And then today at the plate, took over, right? I guess you were seeing it well?
Saw it well, former team, rival team, just want to come out here, give these fans a show, and win us a district championship.
And I can't say enough about this guy. Been hurt, solid role at the DH, obviously hit a home run. But at the end, as you saw, the leadership award from over the whole school. What's it like to be a leader?
I mean, it's a great experience. You learn a lot, especially from everybody. You learn how they work, learn how they take adversity, stuff like that. You just kind of have to learn how to deal with them and control them, because everyone's a little different. But it's been a great time, and I love leading this team.
All right. Draw on Saturday, Coach?
The draw was Saturday. It's either 9 or 10. We'll practice, but the big move, we like going to Gatti Town on Saturday night, so we talked about against Berea. So thank you for all you do.
I'm gonna go with you.
You come with us.
I'm gonna go with you.
Region is at Madison Central next week, so us, Madison Southern, and the teams from Lexington, and we'll be here.
All right. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
All right, well, some other stats from this game. Keith Stewart hit a solo home run. Drew Hess had a pair of doubles. And for Madison Southern, Caleb Cobb had 2 hits. Braden Hudson was 1 for 3 with an RBI. For Madison Central, Sam Coleman, Grant Beck, and Eli Metcalf all combined to pitch a 7-hitter, as both teams will move on to the 11th region. And we had that draw on Saturday morning. And Madison Central will be at home Monday night for the first round, and they will take on Scott County at 7 o'clock. And Madison Southern will hit the road to take on a very good Sayre team at 6 o'clock on Monday night. So 11th region tournament, all 4 first-round games are Monday night, and we'll give you we'll be at the 2 at Central, and we'll be keeping you updated on the other ones as well. But stick to all of our social media sites, and we will keep you updated inning by inning on all 4 of those games on Monday night. Well, we saw the end of high school tennis season here in Madison County this past week. The 11th region tournament kicked off up at Top Seed in Lexington on Monday, and we did have some folks do very well on the opening day of the tournament. You have to have to get 2 wins on the first day to get to the second day and to the quarterfinals, and we had 4 doubles teams that did that and 2 singles players. Madison Central's Bethany Burns and Katie Schaefer, Models Rihanna Pies and Lily Mead, Madison Southern's Cam Heshamy and Rue Limmer, and Madison Southern's Anna Seals and Riley Green, along with Models David Tofen and Madison Central's J.C. Wilson. But unfortunately, all of those players and doubles teams lost on Tuesday in the quarterfinals to higher seeded opponents. And so for the second straight year, no one from Madison County is moving on to the state tennis tournament. So the end of tennis here in Madison County. But looking ahead to this coming week, we will have region track. On Tuesday night, you'll have the Class 3A Region 7 meet, which includes Madison Central and Madison Southern at North Laurel High School. But actually, earlier today, we had the Class A Region 5 meet up at Gallatin County High School in Brooksville. That's where Model and Berea are. And of course, when we filmed this, we didn't have the results of that yet. So if you keep an eye on social media and richmondregister.com, by the time this airs, I probably should have an update letting you know how the Model and Berea athletes did and how many of them will be moving on to the state. So, but Tuesday night is the track regional for Central and Southern, and we'll keep you updated on that. EKU baseball, and me and Randy were just talking about this off camera, but EKU finished out the regular season by losing 2 out of 3 this past weekend down at Central Arkansas, but that one win was enough to secure them a spot in the A-Sun tournament. They finished actually in 7th place in the A-Sun, tied with Austin Peay for 7th place, but the top 8 teams get in, and they are in. And as just like last year, this doesn't make any sense to anybody except, I guess, the folks down at the A-Sun office in Atlanta, Georgia. But 2 pools of 4, Pool A, Pool B, the top 3 teams from Pool A will move on to the semifinals. Only 1 team from Pool B moves on to the semifinals. So it would make sense that Pool A would be the top 4 seeds and Pool B would be 5 through 8. It's not. Pool A is consisted of the 1, 2, 6, and 5 seeds, while Pool B has the 3, 4, 7, and 8 seeds. So in the Pool B, you have Lipscomb, Florida Gulf Coast, Liberty, and Jacksonville. In Pool B, you have EKU, Stetson, Jacksonville State, and Austin Peay. EKU will play Tuesday against Stetson at 7 o'clock, then Wednesday against Austin Peay at 7 o'clock, and then Thursday against Jacksonville State at 7 o'clock. And these are all down in DeLand, Florida. And so we'll see what happens, but EKU will have to probably win 2 or 3 of those round-robin games to get into the semifinals, just like last year. But of course, you remember the Colonels won all 3 of their pool games last year and then lost in the semifinals. But certainly a tough road, and why the seeds are set up like that, I have no idea. You would think that you would want to reward the top 4 teams if you're going to break it up that way and favor toward one pool over the other. Then you would figure that pool would have all of the best teams. But no, the Stetson is the number 3 seed, and they're in the B pool. And Jacksonville State finished 4th, and they're in the B pool. And then Liberty finished 6th, and they're in the A pool. So I have no idea, folks. Ask Ted Gumbert on Twitter. He'll tell you all about it. We got me and some other folks, Vince Stover and some other folks were kind of gave him a little heck last year on Twitter about all of this. But so that's where it is, folks. But we'll keep you updated Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and see if the Colonels can keep their season alive and get to the semifinals, because they're sitting at 500 on the season, so they certainly would have to win the tournament to get a chance to go on to the NCAA tournament. So, all right, well, earlier this week we did drop our 3rd installment of what we call In Focus, our in-depth look at student athletes here in Madison County. We have a nice, cool little studio we've created over at the Richmond Register. So we bring these young folks in, we give them a nice professional photo shoot. We do a long-form interview with them and then put it all together into a nice little video package for you guys. And this time it was model senior Keshav Bhandari. Very interesting kid. He's going to go on to UK, study biomedical engineering. 3-sport star over there. He had over $1 million in scholarship offers and all kinds of good stuff. But his dad's from Nepal. Great family, great kid, great background. I've known him since he was in kindergarten. So here's our In Focus on Model Labs Keshav Bhandari.
The different types of training that you do for each sports help me become a much more well-rounded athlete, which helped me in different aspects of each sport. For example, in soccer, like you have to have such good footwork and agility to be able to move quick with the ball, and that really helped with tennis, being able to get around the ball and get my feet adjusted before every shot. And basketball, I thought, was actually probably the most cardio intensive, so that always helped me stay in shape and ready for the next sport to come. My dad's from Nepal. He came from Nepal to actually play college soccer, so that's why he came to the States. And the program actually got cut before I ever got a chance to play. So he came, he had to figure it out, and he ended up meeting my mom, who's from Kentucky. And I've lived in Richmond all my life, and I've gone to model lab school all my life as well. Yeah, I started playing from as little as I could remember. I know me and my dad would always go kick around, and then with my sister, we'd always be playing. Like we'd go outside the backyard, and we'd always just be chasing around a ball, and always had a ball at our feet growing up. Basketball was the next thing for me. I always had kind of a split love between basketball and soccer. I played basketball since I was around 4 or 5. I had a little mini hoop in my basement. I would go shoot around a lot. I played upward and then for school basketball. And I always balanced those two. Tennis started when COVID hit, actually. My dad had always wanted me and my sister to play tennis. I never really wanted to, but during COVID there was no contact sports, everything was shut down. So I was like, this is a great time to try something new, and I picked up tennis and I really enjoyed it. And I found that a lot of the skills from soccer and basketball kind of transferred over to a lot of the footwork and agility stuff that you need for tennis. So it's pronounced Keshav Bandari. And it's always a fun game I kind of play whenever we go to away games, just seeing how they pronounce my name, because I've heard it so many different ways. Keshav, Keshav. Yeah, and my last name, some people don't even try, because the BH really throws people off. Like Bahandari or Handari, yeah, throws people off. Being a model for so long, I've known so many kids since we were 6 years old. So I've gotten to grow up with all of these people. It's kind of like a family in a way, home away from home, kind of. Because I know everyone so well. We've known each other for so long. It's a really good environment for me. Yeah, I'm going to UK. I'm going to be studying biomedical engineering on a pre-med track. So I hope to go to medical school after college. And at my time there, I'm not playing Division I athletics, but I hope to try out for the club team and maybe try intramural sports as well. I just really want to find a way to help people, and I think biomedical engineering it's a really growing field. I want to create stuff too, so I want to learn how to create things that can help people in the medical field, and that's why I want to be a doctor.
All right. Well, I appreciate Keshav coming over. I think he came over. It was Wednesday. I think he came over and hung out with us. And we had a hard time setting that up because we were going to do it Tuesday, and then the weather blew in, and he was in Nepal for a while. He had to go to a wedding, so he flew back to Nepal for a while. But I'm glad we got that done. And obviously, graduation is coming up later this week, but we will try to do 1, maybe 2 more of those before we wrap things up for the summer. I've had a lot of fun doing those. Like I said, Randy taught me well, because I do that video. It's video stuff I don't understand, but I'm trying to figure it out. But we're having a lot of fun with it. So, all right. Well, speaking of having a lot of fun, Saturday night, I went up to Lexington to join the Madison Central baseball team over at Gatti Town, and we're going to give you kind of a little taste. And this is a tradition that started a few years back, and the kids really embrace it. And it's just, hey, look, I joke all the time that I'm really just a 13-year-old boy in a 49-year-old man's body. But I was out there with them playing skee ball, shooting hoops, doing the claw machine. I was out playing Mario Kart, all kinds of good stuff. But I had a lot of fun. I know they did too. And so here's a little look inside the Indians' trip to Gatti Town. Cameron Presnell, you started this tradition back in 2015. You're one of the first team that came here back in 2015, right, from Central?
Yes, yeah, no, I was a junior on that team. Yes, so just getting to come back here with all the kids as a coach now, it's really cool to see how a lot of this still stays the same. You've got a group of kids that, tonight we get away from the phones, get away from the technology, and just get to really focus on being a team here and working together to get those big stuffed animals that we try to get to, and just capture, or just kind of end the season on a positive note as we go into a fun, stress-filled region tournament week.
Yeah, and of course, you remember back in 2015 with the plushies you guys got, Mark?
Yes.
Which one?
Yes.
Do you remember?
We, I'm trying to think. I don't remember what we got in 15, but in 2016, that was my senior year, we had a plush Triceratops that we put a little cowboy hat on it, maybe. So that roll around, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, it's become like I said, the tradition not only to come here, but then next week at the tournament, you bring them in the dugout, hang them all over the place, and it's a lot of fun.
Yes, it really is, for sure.
All right, well, guys, what do you remember about your first trip? When was your first trip?
First trip, I just remember everybody gathering up and we started doing a lot of bumper cars. That was the best memory I had, yeah.
First year I actually won something. This year I didn't win anything.
All right, you guys, what are your guys' best memories from here?
Just sitting in that claw machine with all the big rings and tickets. All my tickets.
Mine was actually last year because I turned some over, but yeah, just being with the team and hanging out and playing games is fun spot is.
Yeah. All right, so what's the strategy to get the most tickets? What games will give you the most tickets?
There's always a new game every year that produces the most tickets. But I think this year is the snowman game.
Yeah, like a fall
get in.
Yeah, then we saw you. I don't think there's supposed to be two of you in there at a time. We're not going to. We're not. We're not going to tell the guys though, the people that work here that. So. So any other games that give a lot of tickets you guys gravitate toward?
Yeah,
Try to win the Yeti.
Yeah, we tried to win the Yeti. Other than that, probably basketball is when we play the most.
Yeah. Well, somebody won it yet. Somebody won the Yeti. Who was it? Eli Metcalf? Yeah. Yeah. I saw you shooting a lot of hoops. Are you racking up a lot of points?
Yeah, just out there shooting.
Still got the record over here.
Hey, yeah, he's
got the record. Oh, really?
Still got the record.
This year, I beat it again this year.
Oh.
He got like 39. Yeah,
Wow. All right. Have you guys looked across the hall yet? Have you scoped out what you guys want to pick out for your prizes yet?
It's kind of lacking this year.
Oh.
I picked the Mike Wazowski though.
Yeah, monsters, one monster. They'll probably get like an alien or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see what the team decides.
Yeah. So it'll all be across all the dugout, all over the dugout next week, and that's.
We got some stuff Dave Busters too that we haven't brought out yet.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go around. You guys have a good time?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for letting me pal along. Well, that was a lot of fun, folks, and that's definitely they've been asking me forever to join them, and I finally did it. So it was a lot of fun, and I'd be happy to go back every year with those guys if they want me to. But I want it known, and we don't have any documentation of it. We didn't get video of this, but I was playing Keith Stewart. Me and Keith Stewart played Mario Kart against each other, and I was beating him until the very last. I'm coming up to the finish line, and he did this thing, and he threw a web over me or something, and. So, Keith, you got me, but I'm going to get you next time, Keith. So, all right, folks, that'll wrap up the show for this week. Thanks to the Madison Central baseball team for letting me hang out. Those guys have always been so nice to us, and just great. Steve and and his wife and everybody, just such great people, and Coach Withers and everybody. So, appreciate that. And this week, the entire 11th Region Baseball Tournament will be at Madison Central. We'll be out there as long as the Indians are and the Lady Indians as well. So come on out tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, both games at Madison Central. And if you're a Southern fan, head on up to Lexington and watch your teams as well. So, but as always, appreciate you watching, and we'll keep you updated with all that stuff on Twitter at Richmond R Sports, Facebook at Register Sports, and richmondregister.com. And of course, tomorrow night after the 11th region games, we will be live, Madison County Sports Night live on Facebook. So find out what happened. Don't wait till tomorrow to find out what happened today. We got you. So take care. We'll see you soon.
Miller's Tire and Auto Care. Need to hire experienced technicians, oil change, tire technician, tow truck drivers, exceptional benefits and pay. Drop your resume off at Miller's Tire on the Big Hill Avenue location. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, super fast internet, simply a better connection. Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. Wynn's Auto Detailing Service. Platinum Roofing, Solar and Green Solutions. Voted Richmond's best roofer 7 years in a row. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Thanks for watching the Richmond Register Sports Show. For more information about all things sports in Madison County, log on to richmondregister.com or on Twitter. And like us, Register Sports on Facebook. Get the Richmond Register directly to your mailbox or get the app online and visit richmondregister.com.